Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into some pretty intense stuff today. F-16 fighter jets.
Yeah, it's a fascinating situation, really.
For sure. We've got reports about a potential sale of used F-16s to Colombia and
And, well, as you can imagine,
yeah,
that's got a lot of folks raising eyebrows, especially considering the whole Ukraine situation.
exactly. So many questions swirling around like
Absolutely.
why these planes in particular, where are they even coming from, and what's the USA's role in all this?
That's what we're here to unpack.
Okay, let's start with the Colombian deal. What are the basic facts we're working with here?
Well, reports suggest the U.S. might be selling Colombia a batch of these used F-16s.
Okay, used, so not brand new.
Right, which already makes you wonder where they're coming from.
Yeah, where are they coming from?
That's $1 million question. Speculation is pointing to a European country.
Interesting.
And this is where things get really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, because
Ukraine is also expecting a delivery of F-16s.
from Europe.
Yep, also from Europe.
Okay, I see where this is going.
And this has got a lot of people in Ukraine, especially journalists, kind of worried.
Right, because if there's a limited supply of these jets and suddenly Colombia's in the mix,
Exactly.
could that impact what Ukraine's getting?
That's the big concern.
And we're talking about F-16s with this midlife update package, right? The MLU thing.
Exactly. And it's not just a minor upgrade. This package gives these jets a whole new level of capability.
Yeah, I was reading that these planes were first produced way back in 1976.
Yeah. Think about that older than some of our listeners, probably.
Seriously. But they've been upgraded, obviously, right?
Oh, absolutely. They've been through a lot of upgrades over the years.
So with the MLU package, what are we talking about? What kind of capabilities?
We're talking advanced radar systems, for one.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then there's the ability to use some serious firepower long-range missiles like the AIM-120 AIMRAM.
I've heard of those. Aren't those the ones with a range of over 100 kilometers?
You got it. So you can see why Ukraine would be very keen to get their hands on these upgraded F-16s.
Absolutely. You know, I read this quote from a Ukrainian pilot who described the F-16 as being as precise as a Swiss Army knife.
Wow, that's a pretty powerful image.
It is. But okay, let's zoom out a bit.
Sure.
Because this isn't just about, like, who gets how many planes,
Mm.
right? There's a bigger game being played here.
Oh, absolutely. We're talking geopolitics now.
Exactly. So help us understand this. What's the U.S. angle here?
Well, historically, the U.S. has been pretty wary of other countries selling military equipment in South America.
Yeah, it's like their backyard, right? They don't want anyone messing around there.
You could say that it goes way back to this idea called the Monroe Doctrine.
I vaguely remember that from history class.
Basically, it declared the Americas as, like, off limits to European powers.
So by selling F-16s to Colombia, the U.S. could be trying to, what, reassert its influence in the region.
You hit the nail on the head. It's about maintaining a presence, showing they're still a major player.
Especially since, like, Argentina was almost going to buy Chinese jets, right?
Yeah, and Colombia was considering getting some Swedish fighters.
So this F-16 offer could be a way for the U.S. to counter those deals.
Exactly, kind of like, hey, we've got what you need right here.
It's fascinating, really, how these deals can shift the balance of power.
Oh, for sure. And we have to remember, it's not without risks, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what about Venezuela? Wouldn't selling these jets to Colombia risk escalating tensions with them?
Absolutely a valid concern. Armsies in a region like that always have ripple effects.
It's a delicate situation for sure.
No doubt about it.
Okay, so back to the numbers for a minute.
Okay.
How many F-16s are we actually talking about for Colombia?
Reports say they're looking to get 8.
8. Okay. And just to remind everyone, Ukraine was promised, what, 19 from Denmark?
Yeah, 19 from Denmark, 30 from Belgium.
24 from the Netherlands, and 6 from Norway, right?
That's what's on the table. But, and this is important,
Oh, there's a but.
there's always a but in these situations. We don't actually know how many each country actually has ready to give.
Oh, so it's not as simple as just adding up those numbers.
Not at all. And that's where this Colombian deal throws another wrench into the work.
It really makes you think, right? Like, if you were the one making the call on who gets these jets,
Yeah.
what would you even consider?
It's a tough question. Is it just about who needs them most? Or is it also about maintaining stability in certain regions?
Yeah, what factors should be prioritized? There are no easy answers here.
Nope, not at all.
This whole situation, it started with what seemed like a simple sale of some used F-16s, but it's really opened up this whole can of worms about, like,
For sure.
global power dynamics, military aid, strategic interest.
It's all connected.
And it's a conversation that we definitely need to keep having, right?
Absolutely. It's too important to ignore.
So, To everyone listening, we encourage you to keep digging into this, keep questioning, keep learning,
Yeah, stay curious.
because the more we understand these complex situations, the better equipped we'll be to navigate them.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you then.